Well, it's 7 minutes to 6 in the morning. It's early May. Quite cold last night. A bit of frost on the van when I left this morning. Been fishing for about 90 minutes. And we're on a new water. I did fish it yesterday morning, and there were some shorts up on the socials. We had a couple of tench, biggest being sort of £7.5. So given the weather this week, looks like rain for the rest of the week from tomorrow, thought I'd come and do another sort of morning session on here. And checked the bailiff yesterday. Where I fished yesterday, it's very shallow. I was fishing sort of 50 metres to get maybe 2.5 foot of water. And he showed me a map. We've come down and found some deeper water, sort of 5-6 feet at sort of 50 metres, with maybe 4 to 5 feet at sort of 30. So yeah, I've just been having a bit of a play around. Had a couple of knocks already, but nothing positive yet. Not seen anything roll other than pike down this margin. So yeah, but what I found yesterday was we didn't really start getting proper bites until about 7. And it was quite a short window, sort of early, mid to late morning. But looking forward to it. Certainly I understand there's some big tench in here. I mean, £7.5 not a tench to be sniffed at. Supposed to be a few big bream, carp, because it is predominantly sort of carp water, and a handful of roach, perch, and obviously pike. Doesn't get sort of fished for anything other than the carp by many people, so it's a bit of an unknown. So yeah, we shall see how the session pans out. At the moment, I'm just waiting for the sun to come up. My hands are freezing. It is quite cold this morning. Certainly sort of only been 4 or 5 degrees overnight, if not a bit less, early hours to get the frost on, but the wind's playing ball, blowing down to this end. So yeah, we'll see if it produces anything. I'd like to catch from a different spot, slightly deeper water. I'm hoping this is probably potentially where the bream are. I think 2.5 foot is probably a little bit shallow for bream, and the majority of the lake, it seems to be that depth at the moment. It's normally a lot higher than me. It's normally sort of up in the banks here, but they're doing some work at the bottom end, so it's been drained off a little bit. So yesterday we managed to connect with 5 fish and land 2. One of which I think was a carp, because it just smashed me straight away. Folded the rod in half on the take, and just was gone. So yeah, method wise, nothing more than a sort of 45 gram lock end feeder. So with it being quite cool, not putting a lot of bait out. We're not fishing for huge volumes of fish, so I'm kind of just trying to stop a fish as it comes past in its tracks, just to sort of pick up the bait, small amount of feed. It does allow me to get sort of 50 yards with a 13-foot feeder rod. So yeah, we shall see. So it's lovely water, loads of swan mussels and snails and things, very natural. Been around a long time, sort of 50-60 years I think, so it's a very mature lake, but relatively unknown. I did discover it last year. Well, I've known about the lake since I was a kid, but the fishing was allowed again, or was opened up a couple of years ago. Had a session last year, but unfortunately didn't do any good, and it was horrifically weedy. So I caught it a bit later in the year, so that's why I'm starting in May and suffering a little bit with cold. to try and get on here in case the weed comes up. If it's only sort of 4 to 6 weeks before it's pretty much unfishable. When I say unfishable, I mean on sort of lighter specimen tactics, so to speak. I don't want to be fishing sort of 12, 15 pound line heavy Tesco rods for tench. It's just not enjoyable for me. But I may well get the specimen rods out as we move more into the summer and things get a bit warmer. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm hopeful. A couple of knocks already, as I said. So there's fish moving about. Let's see. It'd be nice to see another big tench on the bank, or a big chunky bream. So it does feel like we could potentially get a waggler in here. I'm just going to see what this wind does in the next hour. It's forecast to be quite windy, which is why I've just opted for the feeder. But actually, if it stays like this, and there's a bit of depth closer in, potentially get onto the waggler. So I might have a look at that in a bit. There we go, we're into one. It's not, I don't think it's a very big fish. But I'd just set the float up, I'd just been messing around with the float, and I just recast this and let it at sort of 50 yards out. And first fish of the day, and it's a digger. Boom. Not a big one. Ooh, a couple of pounds. Here's a baby one. But right. Yeah, first one. First one. Only a baby. Ooh. If you weren't happy. Well, just had another one. Sort of 4.5 pounds. Good sized fish. Took me a good old run around. It was on the feeder at distance again, so I don't know. Are they coming in close in yet? But it's quite cold sat in this wind, I'm not going to lie. Interesting though, same as yesterday. I had 2 tench in 40 minutes, and the first one was literally bang on 7 o'clock. It's like, I've been here at 4, there was a few twitches, don't get me wrong, but same feeding time again. It's now 20 to 8, so yeah, 2 in 40 minutes. Basically 2 in 2 casts. Bailey sort of rocked up about 20 past 7. I was chatting to him and I'd just landed that first one, and then along came a second. Here we go, here's another one. Unbelievable. Let's get this right out of the way straight away, so I don't get all tangled up again. Whoa. Again, feels like it's got a bit of a angriness to it. This is just solid. This is not, I don't know, really doing a lot. What's this? It's coming this way. It's just coming straight in. Not another terrapin, is it? It's definitely something there. Oh. I'll have to just... Let's get down here and get out of this weeds again. I don't want it to get in them reeds again. Ooh. There we go, it's woke up now. It's woke up now, there we go. Ooh. Just trying to get in these reeds again. Oh, it's definitely another tench. They're so strong. So strong. Oh. This one's come, it came in and it saved all its strength under the rod tip. Another one, sort of 4 pound odd. In we go. Oh, yes. Yes. Take that. Oh, it's a big, I think it's a big male. Yeah, good sized male. Ooh. 3 maggots on a size 12. Absolutely stunning. That's fact. Might be able to just unhook him. There we go. Scruffy male, but certainly close to 4 pound maybe. But it's getting back. Well, it's definitely not getting any warmer. It is really feeling quite cold in this wind. But Tench don't seem to mind. We're now on 3 fish. One about 2, one about 4.5, and maybe 1. That last one, just over £4, I would say. So happy days. They've all come from the deeper water. At range again, strangely. So yeah, can't say as I've seen any signs of them. But yeah, I just find it really fascinating that again it's 7 o'clock, almost on the dot. Bang, first one. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Not anything of significance on the float. Not really seeing anything happen. But wind's now got up and there's a lot of tow, so presentation's probably an issue. So we'll see. We may pick something up, but it's definitely got a bit windier. So forecast for today was supposed to be about the same wind-wise, but a few degrees warmer. But it certainly don't flipping feel it right now. Just the one down. I've chatted to Matt. He's not had any bites yet, but he's moved sort of more around to fishing straight out towards the tree that I'm fishing towards. So I definitely think he'll get one. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. But he's fishing a method feeder with sort of like banded baits and things, and corn, and a method mix or a pellet mix. Whereas I'm on sort of the maggots, which I do think have the edge earlier in the spring. I think once it gets really warm, then corn can sort of help, or be as productive, and pellets. I mean, I'm putting a few little pellets in, but not many, just topping up the feeder with pellets. And I certainly always feed on, or the micros anyway. But yeah, I think the more positive method will come into its own in the next few weeks. But I think with it being cooler, I do think the maggots, maggots, worms, casters would work. I'm just sitting on maggots, 1 because they're cheaper, and 2 because just there's so few small fish in here to really be pestered by. I mean, I've not seen any small roach or perch or anything. In fact, the only thing I've caught out of here are terrapins and tench. Well, if he stays with this ripple on, it'll be absolutely perfect. The float's staying stationary now, not so much tow. I think I'm going to recast this. Oh, hang on a minute, what's going on here? There's something on it. Huh. There's fish on. Fish on. Let's get this out of the way again then. Don't know whether I foul upped it, but I didn't see anything on the tip. Going that way again. Apologies for keep going out of shot, but Either I picked that up at just the right time or I foul up this. I have to get down here again, get him out of this, trying to stop him getting in these reeds. They know where these reeds are, here. There's another tench, you saw there. No, it's fair and square in the mouth. Fair and square in the mouth. Not a huge one, I don't think. Oh. They're so strong. I must have just literally picked that up at well, little female. It's fish number 4. Put up a good account for itself. Yeah, it's going well. Wish this wind would make up its mind. It's kind of blowing and then not blowing. It's really quite frustrating. Not had a touch on the float. I do feel could catch on the float, but we've now had 4 sort of right out on the feeder from sort of 2 to 5 pound. So they seem to be out in deeper water. I think if it would have been a bit warmer, perhaps not had frost, you know, 3 or 4 days of warm weather, I think they'll come up this margin. So I've got about 4 foot of water there. There's no reason why they shouldn't be there, but the wind is not a presentation with the tow, because the float is moving. Yeah, it's just the tow's just moving the line, dragging the float constantly. So it's not the best presentation. But, the feeder by far is out fishing everything. I have gone through a period of probably 10 or so years of not really catching big tench, and I've been chatting to Matt about big tench, and we found a sort of club that's got some waters in it, and we've had some good fish, you know, 5, 6, and I had 7.5 yesterday out of here. And I had sort of 6 pounders out of other waters, and I'm just so happy to have found a decent tench water again, or waters. That's saying that I had a 4.5 pound tench out of the canal the other day, which is quite a big tench for a canal. But yeah, I've been searching, and annoyingly they're quite close to where I live, and I knew they were here, and I've just kind of never put tried it, and a lot of it is down to social media. The social media generally only shows people catching carp, and eventually I thought, well, I'll give it a try. There must be some tension here, and it turns out there seems a fairly decent head out of them by the looks of it. Well, just had one come off on the feeder. First bite I've had in about an hour. Yeah, very, very subtle bite. I don't know whether he fully got it, but yeah, I've not had a bite on the float at all, but it's just drifting through too much. But it's just with the tow and the wind, it's just blowing it in. Even with sinking the line, it just seems to be moving. So yeah, always annoying to lose one. So came up with a load of slime, so I would assume it was a tench. One thing I found yesterday was you get little liners or indications, and if they didn't, they just never seem to develop. When I caught yesterday or hooked fish yesterday, the bite, it was just, there was no pre-indication, or it just went. There weren't amazing bites, but they were positive indications. Apart from the one absolute rack round I had yesterday, they were same as today, just tap 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 tap, and just slowly pulling round. Potentially just because of the amount of distance I'm fishing. There's a fair bit of stretching the mono. So they weren't, really sort of, wrap rounds. And tench don't tend to do that anyway. Oh, that was definitely felt like a bit more of an indication. There's something there. Here we go. Here we go. Got that one. Oh, it's come off again. It's come off again. What the hell? Got a knot in it, taking that one off. Let's wallop a new hook length on. Ooh. That's, I see, I don't like losing fish. When it's not a bite of chuck fishing. It's quite frustrating when you lose two in a row. So we'll change the hook length. I mean, there was a little wind knot in that one as well, so it would have been needed doing as it was, but I don't like it when I lose a couple in a row. Upsets me somewhat. A little twitch then. Here we go on. Yes, here we go. I was just about to recast that then. Hopefully this one will stay on. They all seem to like kiting down to these reeds. Not really done a lot yet, this one. He's trying to get down to these reeds. Now it's woke up. Ooh, here we go. Let's come down the bank the other way. We'll have to go after him a bit. Let's see. Where's it gone? It's down there. It's going back this way now. Good old run that was. Great, another tench. Ooh. That's another nice one. Ah, paddle, let's go. Get the state of it. Ooh. Blimey, how? Look at the neck. They're so strong. Oh, even the sun's coming out. Look at that. Starting to make my arm out. How big it is. Oh, it does look another good one. Here we go. Tails up. Ooh, that's a... seem to turn and get their head down. Here we go. I don't even think it's that big. Let's have a look. Ooh, in. Get in. Whoa, we'll take that. We'll take that. Another plump little female. Ooh. Tench number 5. £4 10oz, female. So, having lost a couple, we're up to 5. So, look at that. Wicked. So, changing the hook length because I lost a couple. I got a wing knot in it anyway. Just managed to put number 5 on the bank. Lovely little female at 410. So, starting to get build a picture of the average size of fish in here now. So I've had one sort of a couple of pound, and all the rest have sort of been £4 plus. So 4.5 to £4 to £5. So between 4 and 5 seems to be the average, and then I've had one that's 7.5. So we seem to be building a picture now that the average size seems to be around that sort of 4.5 to £5, with the odd smaller one and the odd bigger one. Whether that will change, I don't know. I say I have lost 2 today. I lost 3 yesterday. So I don't know, but again, good average size for tench particularly. So, happy days. And it's just coming up to 10 o'clock, it's 5 to 10, so let's see what the next hour brings. See if we can get another couple on the bank. That'd be absolutely amazing. What fascinates me is that there must be some smaller fish in there, silvers and things, because I talked to the bailiff, there's cormorants on here in the winter. And there's quite a good head of pike. So, what are they eating? But then again, I mean, if I just look down the side here, there's loads of bloodworm. Are the small fish just preoccupied with naturals? I don't know. But then I have seen it on other waters where I fish for tench. Earlier in the spring, or later in the spring, sort of early summer, you don't get sort of bothered by the silvers so much, and then all of a sudden it's like one day you'll go and you just snide by rudd or roach, and you have to sort of fish bigger baits to get through them, like corn and sort of bread and lobworms, that kind of thing. So I don't know, it might be one where, June, July, if it's still fishable and the weed hasn't taken over, that the silvers will show. But hopefully we'll find out this summer. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Get this out of the way. Wow, I love it. Absolutely love tench. This one's coming in quite sensibly. Oh, here we go, thump, thump, thump. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get down there again. Get him out of the weeds. Get out of them weeds. Another nice sized fish. Not as big, not as big. In she comes. Boom! Yes! Number 6. Half a dozen. Very short, fat fish. Today, probably 3.5 pound. In fact, I don't need the scourger, that's just in the corner of the mouth. Maybe 3.5. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm £3.7. So pretty good on the sizes there, but quite a lumpy little thing. Yeah. Number 6. Seems a bit strange to be sat here in the kind of winter, some trousers and jacket and a woolly hat on in May. Yeah, very bizarre. I've just been away for a couple of weeks, got back on Thursday last week. So I've been back, 4 or 5 days, and it's just been cold since I've been back. I mean, it was cold while I was away, but that's a different story. But yeah, chatting to Matt, apparently it was like 22, 23 degrees. You know, it was a really lovely couple of weeks here. And I'm sat like this now. It's like, it's almost winter fishing. Well, it's 11:30. Pretty much all my batteries are run out now, so I think we're at a point where I'll probably fish for another 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But yeah, cracking days fishing really. Learning a new leak, catching a few, you know, decent sized fish, good quality fish. Definitely going to play around with some rigs as it gets warmer, probably transition more over to like feed pellets, corn, potentially bigger baits. I think once, you know, we do get some stable warm weather, like a method feeder for tench would be better, or a bigger block end feeder with a bit more bait in it. So yeah, I've got plenty to try out on here over the summer. And then there's another couple of venues as well to try. So yeah, looking forward to it. But for now, I mean, 6 tench, lost 2. I assume they were tench because I came back with slime. Biggest was £5. Majority was sort of between 4.5, 5. A couple smaller. absolutely amazing, on nothing more than sort of a simple block end feeder with a dab of pellets, catching them on maggots at sort of 50 metres out. So yeah, amazing stuff. So yeah, we shall see you next time, unless I get an absolute kipper on the bank in the next 45 minutes.